So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can generate up to $10,000 a month in 90 days with these 3 digital product ideas, right? So it's not going to be anything that you have seen on the internet. And if you don't believe me, just stick around. And also, I just want to set your expectations straight. You're not going to see any crazy animations. You know, if you don't have the patience to watch a video in full that doesn't have crazy animations, then I'm sorry, there is no business idea. There is nothing that I can do to help you to make any money online, right? So the main thing is just like have patience, watch the whole thing in full. And I promise you that you will leave the whole video with something more, right? That being actually putting this idea in practice, coming out with other ideas, etc. So just to put your mind at peace, I'm not going to talk about Etsy templates, Canva, checklists, or Notions, right? So I'm going to look at something completely different and break down exactly how this applies and how you can make money with it, how you can reach customers, etc. But first of all, the success of your product is determined by its uniqueness or your ability to market it. And obviously, because I don't really know you, I don't understand what your skills are, like at what level you are. I don't know how good you are at marketing, right? But I will give you 3 unique digital product ideas with a 10K a month potential. Now, without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into it and hopefully you will follow along. This is the main breakdown for each individual business model, right? So we're gonna look at the business model, the price, upsells and cross-sells, and the reaching audience, right? So we're literally going to take each individual digital product and do a full breakdown, how the business model will work, what will be the pricing, what the ideal pricing, any upsells and cross-sells to increase your average order value, and finally how you can actually reach the audience, right? So how can you actually reach the final customer in a cost-efficient way or, you know, not paying at all. Now, first digital product, it's a fashion guide, right? So there is this whole new trend about old money styles. So loads of people are trying to get into it. Loads of people are trying to replicate those styles. But obviously, most of those brands actually do cost a lot of money, right? So if you look, for example, at Loro Piana, you end up paying anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 just for a jacket, or $1,000 for a pair of loafers. So obviously, yes, if you can afford those prices, fair enough. But some people might still like the look, you know, the fashion sense, but they don't have the money, right? So this is exactly what we're trying to do with this fashion guide. We're trying to give people a more affordable way to dress up, right? Just wanting to show you that what I'm saying is not just, you know, coming out of my ass. I'm talking with data. So if you look at old money style on Google Trends, you'll see that lately the whole, you know, there is a huge trend. Everyone is just trying to like look for ideas. Everyone's trying to look for, you know, cost-effective ways to do it. Now, the whole idea behind this business model is to create a digital guide with various styles, right? So you can have a digital guide showing people 100 styles that they can recreate, right? So you could have, for example, one style that has a Rolex, but maybe instead of using a Rolex, which might cost a bit too much, you can suggest something else. Maybe it could be a Tissot, maybe it could be a different watch brand, right? At the same time, you can recommend them accessories, you can recommend them perfumes, bracelets, you know, cardigans, whatever it might be that fits the actual style. And if you do this properly, I can guarantee you that this will make you a lot of money. But I will show you exactly how you will be able to make money with this specifically. Now, just to give you a breakdown of how the digital guide should be set up. So you should have 25 summer styles, 25 autumn styles, 25 winter, and 25 spring, right? So 25 styles for each season in this case. So what to include for each style? You can have watches, perfumes, trousers, shirts, zip pullovers, knitwear, hats, accessories, and so on, right? So anything that will make sense for, you know, this new old money style. Now, in terms of pricing, I would recommend you to keep your digital product cheap and ideally under $20, right? And this is not because you know, you want to cheap out on the product or any other reason, but simply because you just want people to get it, right? You want to select those people that are willing to spend money on something, but at the same time, you're not actually asking too much money because realistically, you're just giving them ideas, right? So how much can they actually pay for that? especially if they're looking for cheaper ideas for clothing, maybe they don't have as much money. So just, suggesting them $20 might just be enough. Now, in terms of the price, you can also have price framing, which is super important, right? So if you look at the product, instead of saying, hey, this is going to cost you $20, you can say, hey, it's going to cost you 20 cents per style. And this is the same kind of concept that loads of SaaS use, loads of other companies that maybe have higher ticket products. Instead of saying, hey, this is going to cost you $300 a year, they will just say, hey, this is going to cost you less than $1 a day, right? So if you say to someone, hey, this is going to cost you less than $1 a day, they're more likely to think, oh, okay, this is affordable. But then if you put it in perspective, it's still $300 a year. I know it might sound, super obvious, but if you do the framing in a certain way, it will basically increase the chances of you actually selling the product. And this is the same mentality that sometimes girls use as well. They will just think, oh, this dress is not going to cost me $200, but because I'm going to wear it 100 times, it's going to cost me $2 per wear, right? Which seems way more affordable. It's kind of like, well, you're still going to pay the same amount of money, but it's the way that you perceive it. Now, in terms of the digital product number one, so if you do sell it at $20, and maybe you find 100 customers, in total you will have $2,000 net, right? Obviously, this is good. You're still making money. You're still making $2,000. If you can find 100 customers a month, which I know it might sound crazy, but it's actually super achievable, right? So as I was saying, this is good, but it's not the 10K a month I promised you at the beginning of this video. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can increase your average order value with cross-sells, upsells, and essentially get to 10K a month with this. Now, the digital product number one, upsells and cross-sells. So as I said, one thing you can do is add affiliate links for each item in your styles, right? So in example, first style could have 5 items, right? And it could be perfumes, watch, trousers, shirt, and bracelet. Now, for big brands, they will basically pay you anywhere from 4% to 30% commissions on sales. So just imagine this, you have one page, you have the whole style, and if they click on the bracelet, if they click on the t-shirt, on the trousers, they will get sent to a link, to your using your affiliate link to big brands. So that could be Zara, Massimo Dutti, Tommy Hilfiger. And these are all brands that kind of resemble that same style that, maybe Loro Piana, Zegna are trying to push, but at a far more, cost-effective price. So for instance, in Zara, you could be spending anywhere from $200 to $300, whilst in Zegna or maybe in Loro Piana, you could spend anywhere from 3 to 5 to 30 grand, right? Just in one go. So obviously this is far more cost effective, but also you'll get more volume, right? Now, I basically had a quick look online and just to find a few commissions that you can, you can kind of have like a ballpark of how much it will actually make you, right? So for example, you can have Zara, H&M, and Massimo Dutti, and they all pay 4%. They're all actually from the same main brand, which is owned by, I believe, Mancio Ortega. So he basically owns all of these brands like Zara, H&M, Massimo Dutti, Pull&Bear, and some other ones. Basically they will just offer you the same commission because it's the same kind of structure. When it comes to watch brands, you have anywhere from 5 to 10%, so slightly higher. And also keep in mind that watch brands, they might actually make you slightly more money simply because they're more expensive. So some of the watches might be anywhere from $500, $600, even $1,000, whilst a t-shirt in Zara might not be as expensive. But again, you could buy 3, 4, 5 different items, right? So it could be t-shirt, trousers, maybe, I don't know, a pair of shoes or something. So yes, you do have higher volume, but also the percentage that you will get is slightly smaller. Now, thirdly, you have Amazon, which will pay anywhere from 1 to 10%, depending on the category that you are selling. So in this case, for clothing. I'm not actually entirely sure. I haven't really checked it out. But another interesting thing about Amazon is that if someone clicks on your link, say they're sent to Amazon and they see this t-shirt that you basically send them on, but they don't actually buy the t-shirt and they end up buying a MacBook, right? So it has nothing to do with what you actually send them there for, but they end up buying something from Amazon simply because, you know, they were on Amazon. You will still get a commission regardless of them buying your specific product or buying something completely different, right? So I could send them on Amazon with my link to buy a shirt. They might end up buying something that's $1,000, and I will get a commission on that $1,000 simply because basically I was the one sending them on Amazon, right? Now, fourthly, we have individual brands. And obviously when it comes to drop shipping, when it comes to e-commerce, you can have anywhere from 10 to 30% depending on the brand, simply because, you know, they're really trying to push a bit more. They're maybe trying to get the brand out there. So they try to incentivize people a bit more. And then finally, we have perfumes. So anywhere from 10 to 15% depending on the brand. Now, I don't want to focus too much on this. Obviously, it really depends on where you are as well. You might be in the US, in the UK, in Europe in general. So it really depends on what companies you're going for. So everything that I'm saying so far is literally based on facts, is based on data. I'm not trying to just make things up, right? That's why I'm showing you data, I'm showing you statistics, I'm showing you how much people are spending on clothes, how much companies are giving you in commission, so you have no doubts, right? So in terms of how much people are spending in clothes, that's anywhere from $120. I've seen on a few other websites that they were saying $150, but we'll just go with this one. We're just, trying to be conservative. So $120 a month, that's $1,440 a year, right? So I basically created two assumptions of how much you could be making with this, right? So say, for example, that they spend $400 from your guide. So out of that $1,400 average spend in 1 year, they spend $400 from your guide. That's why it's important to have different seasons. And you get 4% commissions on that. So that will be for 100 customers. The total from the guide will be $2,000, and the total from affiliates would be 100 customers times $400 times 4%. So in total will be 1.6K. So if now we sum the total from guides and the total from affiliates, that will be 3.6K. That's net. Now the second assumption is if we basically spend $500. So if they spend $500 from the guide, so out of the 1,400, if maybe your guide is particularly good, if it really resonates with them, if you have different styles that are like really on trend as well, they're more likely to use your links. And you can get 10% commission of this. So you maybe use different links that are a bit better. You maybe find styles that are more, you maybe find like pieces of clothing that are maybe from more independent shops that may be pushing more affiliates out. And if you keep an average of 10% for 100 customers, obviously the total from the guide will stay the same at $2,000. But the total from affiliates will completely change, right? So for the same 100 customers at $500 average spend in 1 year at 10% commission, you will be making $5,000. So if we look at the whole total, that will be $7,000 net, right? So we went from 3.6K to 7K, huge difference. And that's just slightly changing how much people are spending and what's the average commission, right? And also, I just want you to really, really, really focus on the actual volume, right? We're talking about 100 customers in 1 month, right? This is not really that hard. It's not that hard to find 100 people that buy your product at $20. When we were running Lifer, we were selling anywhere from 5 to 600 digital products, and we were selling them at $67, right? So if you look at this at $20, 100 customers in 1 month, it's really not that hard, right? So it shouldn't be too hard for you to double that, right? So at 200, you'll be looking at 40,000. So that's just something that, I just want to set your expectations straight that this is not that hard to achieve. So as I was saying, this is just for 100 customers. With Lifer, we had over 600 customers every month. And obviously, if you can acquire 100 customers every month, you're looking at, $7,000 times 12 months. That's $84,000. That's literally almost a 6-figure business that you can build in probably less than 90 days. And this is why we love digital products. It doesn't have to be something super boring. It doesn't have to be Notion templates. It doesn't have to, be Etsy stickers or, Excel templates, right? When you have these kind of products, you are basically commoditized in the industry. Everyone has them. There is no character. There is no real intrinsic value. It's just, it's basically a race to the bottom when it comes to price. Now, when it comes to reaching audience, so obviously your main question at this point might be, okay, but how can I actually reach people online, on social media or maybe through advertising to buy my guide, right? Because if you don't have people in the top of the funnel, if you don't have attention, then there is, this whole business model basically crumbles, right? This whole digital product model crumbles. So the main thing that I would recommend you is to create videos on Instagram and TikTok of old money styles and show how you can replicate super expensive styles with far lower budgets, right? So this is exactly what we're trying to achieve with this guide. I'm telling you, hey, you can replicate this Patek Philippe, a Loro Piana, and a Zegna outfit that might cost you $100K, in total, and you can replicate it for, $700. It's completely different thing, right? You still look really good, but for a fraction of the price, right? So what I would do is to show summer fit ideas, essentials to have, must have accessories, and so on. And I will give you an exact example of what do I mean by that. So in this case, for example, you have recreating Iman Ghazi's outfits, so expensive versus affordable. And this is exactly what I was saying, right? So you can see this video got 73,000, almost 74,000 views. And basically it was just showing, you can have this first outfit that costs you $129,000, where you have Loro Piana, Acqua di Parma as a perfume, Loro Piana shorts, Patek Philippe, and Hermes sandals, basically. Whilst on the other side, you could just have something from Zara, Eliante, Acqua di Parma, Moonswatch instead of the Patek Philippe, and some Zara sandals, right? So your fit wouldn't actually look too different than the original fit, but you will be spending $500 when in the other case you'll have $129,000, right? That's 240 times more expensive. So obviously people will see value in these things, and they will see value in your account as well, simply because they want to replicate these fits. Now, I'm not saying that out of the 73,000 people watching it, you might have 500 customers, obviously, because a lot of people, they simply don't take action in general. So some of them might follow you just for more ideas, so your follow count will increase. Some others might actually just say, hey, I love this. I don't have time to try to recreate all these styles. It will be nice if I can access all of these different alternatives in terms of clothing in one place, right? I've actually seen people like my close friends doing this. They literally just take pictures of their clothes, and they have a whole folder where they have different styles. So in all occasions, they know exactly what they need to wear to look good, basically. Now, that was all for the first digital product, and now we're just going to move on to the second one, which is AI automation packs. Now, once again, I just want to set the scene and show you that this is a valid trend. This is happening now in 2024, end of April, right? So you will see that there is a trend in AI automation, and there is an increase in demand. There is more people searching for AI automations online. Maybe they are trying to automate their business. Maybe they're trying to recreate certain things. In general, there is a demand for AI automations. So one thing that you can do is create automation packs in Make.com and help entrepreneurs, business owners, or content creators get more out of their time. So if you position your product as an investment to save time, and you can back it up with examples, you will get sales easily, right? So the whole idea here is basically to create automations that will help people to maybe, improve their content creation flow, right? So you could have something where they just type one prompt in make.com. Basically, you can create, you can connect ChatGPT with other different things. So it could be, Google Drive, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook. So you could basically say, hey, once I post on Instagram, take that post, upload it on Facebook, upload it on Pinterest, upload it on, YouTube, and it's all done automatically, right? So it will save you time. Obviously, you can have different rules. So you could say, hey, so let me just give you a practical example. When we were uploading on Lifer, we were uploading on Instagram, TikTok, and also on YouTube Shorts, right? But for each one of them, you would have different rules. So for example, for TikTok, you can have spaces. So the whole caption will have to be put all together, and it will have to be a bit more compact. On Instagram, you can have spaces, you can have hashtags, obviously, and you can have longer captions as well, right? So TikTok was a bit more limited. When it comes to shorts on YouTube, your title per se, it's way shorter, and your first 4 to 5 words have to be super specific. So you can create a prompt where you say, hey, I'm going to upload on Instagram. Once I upload it on Instagram, I want you to recreate this for TikTok with these rules. And I also want you to recreate this for, shorts repurposing with these rules, right? The first 4 words have to be super concise. They have to represent what's inside the video, right? So you basically only create one description for Instagram, and ChatGPT will just basically help you upload and recreate descriptions for all of the other platforms, right? So you make sure that you're always on top of it, and obviously it will save you time. There are thousands and thousands of different ways for you to do this, but this is just an idea. So in terms of automations, you can create a blog post, upload it, and create an audio version of it. Update CRM with prospect details, transcript plus summary, transcribe, analyze, and give suggestions for sales calls. Come up with product descriptions for an e-com store, and obviously so much more, right? So this is just the surface. This is just the easier stuff. There is obviously so much that you can do. Like just to give you an idea, let's say you want to become really good at creating VSLs. You could literally put the URLs of different VSLs and say, hey, I want you to transcribe these. I want you to analyze them, and I want you to give me the main structure of all of these VSLs, because ChatGPT is smart enough to pick up on these details, to pick up on these things in common in between all of these VSLs. Maybe the words that are being used, maybe the whole structure of the VSL, maybe there are so many things that can be picked up basically. Now, in terms of pricing, depending on what the AI automation does, you can charge anywhere from $47 to $97, right? So obviously it depends on what the automation does. Again, if it's something more for business, maybe you can charge a bit more. If it's something for creators, maybe slightly less. So once you have 2 to 3 automations, you can start building AI automation packs and increase your price to $147. Obviously, if it makes sense, right? So this is one company that actually does this. So they have different packs. And in this case, for example, you could have something all related to CRM. So it could be competitor analysis, email newsletter bot, cold outreach email bot, and agency client onboarding, right? So if you combine all of these different bots, then you could have a good system to, do outreach. Then also maybe onboard people on a newsletter, and then from the newsletter convert them into customers, and then from the customers, and also you can have the whole onboarding automated. So there are different things that you can maybe sell to your customers if it makes sense. Maybe you can have one whole pack for agency. So if you can identify, maybe, I don't know, you tried the agency business model in the past. We have tried it, so we kind of know what are the main struggles. So if I were to create an AI automation pack I would just go into these pockets. I would just say, hey, one automation pack is for agency, one automation pack is for content creators, one automation pack could be for people that do drop shipping, right? So there are different things that you can offer value to others based on the business model, based on the pain points that they are facing. Now, in terms of upsells and cross-sells. So for upsells, you can create personalized AI automations based on customer demand for $399 or $499. So basically, I would set up a call with them, 1 hour, just have a chat with them, understand exactly what they need, and start creating something that's a bit more personalized. Maybe they don't care about YouTube, but they want you to go a bit more in specific and have better prompts for Instagram, because that's what they care more about, or maybe TikTok, or maybe they want more ideas on how to create better content in general, right? So you can really help them on improving prompts as well as automating the whole system. For cross-sells, you can do this through email marketing and upsell your customers into other packs, mentioning how it has saved you time, money, and headaches, right? So you could have, for example, maybe if they bought something that was related to CRM, then you can re-prompt them for something else that's correlated with CRM. So I don't know, it could be, now you have automated your whole CRM system. Now I will show you how you can also streamline your onboarding system, right? And it all links together. So with one click, you just have the whole system automated. That would be super useful. Then they can see that they will save so much money and time. So they're more likely to buy from you. Now, in terms of the breakdown, with 100 customers at $47, you'll be making $4,700 a month. With 100 customers at $97, $10K a month. With 200 customers at $47, roughly $10K a month as well. So it really depends if you want to go more for volume or quality. Now, in terms of reaching your audience, right? So there are some more cost-effective ways to do it, and you could do this through creating reels and TikTok videos showing how this can save them time, money, and effort. Or you could also do this through organic, right? So there are so many creators nowadays that they're just showing you what's possible with AI, how you can basically automate your whole creation system, how you can have YouTube automation with AI. This is something that a lot of people are talking about, and they were talking about in the past as well, how you can make money with YouTube automation. So for example, I could have a whole account on boxing, right? Say I'm passionate about boxing, but I don't want to become a commentator and talk over these things. But if I have all of these videos, I put it all together, I ask ChatGPT, hey, take all of these videos, create a story with it. I want you to also, narrate over what's going on in these videos, and then put everything into 11 Labs, which is basically something that allows you to, take transcribe words and actually have an AI speak them out. And then you can basically create your own YouTube videos. And obviously you can upload these, grow your YouTube channel, and essentially start making money with a faceless YouTube channel, right? That's obviously just the surface. So there are so many things that you can do with AI nowadays. It's extremely mainstream right now, and all of the different applications are so optimized that you can really do whatever you want with it, right? Now, the third product, and this is travel guides, right? So you will see that in this whole series, we basically focused a lot on guides, but we just gave them a spin. So if you just do a normal guide, people wouldn't really be interested. They would just like, okay, cool, I just paid $20, $30, $40, whatever it might be, but then that's it. You as a seller, you don't really see any other income from this, right? So what I'm trying to do is just take a different spin on these guides and just show you how you can actually make 10K a month with low volume. So the whole business model for travel guides, it's basically showing people the best areas, the best restaurants, the best places in your country. Say for example, I live in London, so by being here, I know exactly what areas are nice. I know exactly what restaurants might be nicer. so I can give someone some advice. So for example, last year, one of my friends came from Italy to visit me, and I knew exactly what I should show him, right? To have a good time. I knew exactly what restaurants to go to. I know exactly what places to show him that I knew that he would enjoy, right? Something that maybe it's not so mainstream. So I wouldn't bring him to the London Eye when, you know, there are far better places that they can see. You know, we did end up going to the London Eye at the end of the day, but what I'm trying to say is that with a travel guide, especially if you live in the place, you can really show people a different side of your city or your country. So you can basically create, as I was saying, travel guides to help people experience your country in the best possible way. So just to give another example, in 2020, I was in Gran Canaria, which is part of Spain, and essentially it was the whole lockdown situation, so I couldn't really go out, but I was with my ex at that point. I was like living with her, and basically because she was from the area and her parents obviously lived in Gran Canaria as well, we got to experience the whole city in a completely different way. So we knew exactly, you know, which restaurants to go to, which, you know, never disappointed. We knew exactly what places to go to, what you know, attractions, etc. So it was super good. You know, it really made a difference. In fact, this year we went again, me and my friends this time, and we didn't really have the same kind of experience, just simply because I didn't really remember everything. So having a travel guide, knowing exactly, hey, on this day you should be doing this, on this day you should be doing this. Also, you can have, you know, this experience, but only at certain times. Or maybe just go to this restaurant and, trust me, order this thing because it will really like blow your mind. These are the kind of things that might make your traveling, your whole holiday a bit better. So obviously people will see value in that. Now, I would price the guide at around $25 simply because there are other ways to monetize this more effectively. And again, this is why I'm here. I'm just trying to show you different ways to monetize this, not just through, you know, your initial sell. So first of all, upsell into one-to-one calls where customers can ask you any questions for $99, or personalized itinerary for $199, right? So this is your chance to really kind of connect with the person one-to-one. Maybe they have certain questions. Maybe they say, hey, yeah, I like this, but also I have 2 kids. Do you know any possible way that we could, like, anything that we could be doing as a family that maybe will make more sense, that would make the whole experience a bit more fun? Or you know, you can have a personalized itinerary where you just create the whole thing for them. They will say, hey, we're not going to be staying 7 days in Spain, we'll be staying 14 days. So obviously, because we're staying for longer, I want you to kind of, you know, help me make the most out of it, not just like relax down the beach. But anyways, yeah, these are 2 of the ways that you can kind of, you know, increase your average order value, but it's not the only way. So for example, you could have Airbnb affiliates as well as Skyscanner, travel insurance, etc. So if you know exactly where people are going, then it's easier for you to just send them, hey, you know, go on Skyscanner, you know, I could give you this affiliate code, maybe you get a discount and I get some money as well. Same thing for travel insurance, same thing for Airbnb, right? So Airbnb as well, you know, most of these companies, what they would do, they will say, hey, you know, if you're using this code, you get 10% off, and also, you know, you as someone that gave them the code, you will also get the affiliate, right? So this is a double incentive. If you use my code, you get a discount, you know, and by you using my code, I get some money back. So, and also this is how much people will be spending on an average holiday. So anywhere from $200 to $1,000 on each of them, right? So if you look at the commissions, then it does add up, right? Now, the average holiday costs anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. And assuming that you can get at least 10% commission, you're looking at an extra $100 to $300, right? So you can already see how, you know, selling the guide at $25 and you making $100 just from affiliates, it's completely, you know, changes the whole thing. But now your question might be, well, if I'm making $100 from this, why would I be selling the travel guide at all? Because when you sell something, when you put a price to something, people are more likely to actually use your codes, are more likely to, go through it and truly pay attention to it, right? I know it sounds stupid, but when you get something for free, you don't place value onto it. So what most people will do, they will just download your guide, look at it, and then they'll probably delete it or just be like, oh yeah, that will be nice, cool. And that's it. They will never literally look at your guide ever again. They will never use it. And this is the same concept that applies for the first digital product that I suggested you with the fashion guide, right? So if you don't put a price on it and you just say, well, if I'm making money from affiliates, why would I make them pay $20 or $30 or whatever it might be? Simply because you want to exclude those people that are never going to, buy something. And when you make people pay for something upfront, then they are more likely to follow through with whatever you're telling them inside. And also they are more likely to actually buy something because now they want to get their money back, right? They want to get their value back. So for example, if I'm telling you, I'm going to give you this product, it's going to cost you $20. You are more likely to use that product simply because now you want to get your money worth, right? That's a super simple concept. So yeah, again, you can see how, if you add up the cost of the digital guide as well as the commissions, you can really, the money starts really stacking up. So just to recap and have a quick breakdown of what this looks like. So if you have 100 customers at $25, you're looking at $2,500 a month. Whilst if you have 100 customers and you're also looking at the average holiday cost of $1,000 times 5% commission, that's an extra $5,000 that you're bringing in, right? Your total now would be $7,500. And obviously, if you look at it for individual customers, that's $75 LTV for each. And also, don't forget that now you have their email, right? So when people buy something from you, you also collect their emails. So now you're basically building a whole newsletter for people that love to travel. You can start literally just selling them deals. You can say, hey, there is 2 spots to go to this place at this price. Use this code to get it. And you get a commission on it, right? There might be 100 people that sign up to that new vacation for this summer, and you just made an extra 10K. After a while, it really starts stacking up. But the most important thing, at the top, it's attention, right? So that's why we're going to move into the final step of reaching your audience. So when it comes to reaching your audience, the most important thing that I would focus on is post reels of the locations you are promoting. So for example, this is one page that was essentially promoting stuff around London, right? It was basically showing different aesthetics of London. And you can see that some of these videos get insane views, 1.3 million, 2.2 million, 64K, which is, average, and 20K, which is a bit below average. But overall, out of 4 videos, they got almost 4 million views, which is incredible, right? Out of these 4 million people, maybe you can get some people to get something for free from you, get them on a newsletter, in a newsletter, sell them into your travel guide, and from there it just starts slowly building up, right? The whole idea here is that you need to fill your funnel at the top to be able to convert at the bottom, right? Especially with a faceless brand. So another thing that I would do is use ManyChat to get people to comment. And obviously after that, I will DM them to start a conversation. So from this, you can basically ask them where they're off to next and tell them about your business and how you can actually help them, right? And you can basically, maybe give them a discount, because at the end of the day, if this is the beauty of digital products. If your guide's at $25 and you can say, hey, by the way, if you use this code, you can get this discount. It will still cost them maybe $20, maybe like $18, but you know that you will be making some money after that, right? So you can afford to give them discounts if you start a conversation and it looks more like, a one-to-one, personal chat, rather than you trying to sell them onto your link. And also, this is another thing, this is one tip that, it's not really relevant to what we're doing. Well, it is relevant, but it's not really the topic of today's video. but I would never put the link in bio. I would rather have a link in my stories every now and then and ask people, hey, this is the link, you know, valid for 12 hours or 6 hours or whatever it might be, just to add some extra urgency. And yeah, with that being said, that was the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoyed this, and you know, just try to give it a different spin on how you can make money with digital products. Maybe something you never thought about, but I'm pretty sure that if you do actually put it in practice, it will make you money and you can actually get to 10K a month relatively easily. Yeah, and if you did enjoy this, leave a like, also subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be doing more of these to just, you know, break down different digital products, you know, show how to grow on social media, etc. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.